Daystruck UK. Daystruck was established in 1958. So it is incorporated as a separate entity, business entity in somewhere 1958 as a transport company. So their business is transport to move building materials for the construction of a large steel works that was being built in its hometown. So Roundland, okay, to move the building materials only, this Daystruck UK was originated. Okay, they have incorporated the business. The company grew rapidly. That means at face to face they have rapid growth, expanding its client base. That means some of the time hospitals may there will be some construction of hospitals and shopping complex, supermarkets, okay, something like that. Construction company grows, okay, that means grows. Then that there is a transport need also for the building materials. So expanding its clients base and building additional vehicles and employing more drivers. So client base means now transport purposes, not only for the building material. Now client base has expanding its client base means now the purpose of the client not to transport only building material, other clients also has come and join. So maybe some of the supermarket company have reached Daystruck to as a delivery vehicle of transportation, or some other purposes of ambulance services. Hospitals may reach Daystruck, whatever. Okay, so expanding its clients base and buying additional vehicles and employing more drivers. By 1974, it was transporting loads by road across the whole of Roundland. So by 1974, they have established 1958. By 1974, it was transporting loads by road across the whole of Roundland. That means they have covered across the Roundland throughout the area of Roundland. Daystruck was quoted on Roundland's stock exchange in 1978. So they have listed their stocks in 1978. The company, why they have listed the chances, the reason may be they want to grow further. That means if they listed their stock in the stock market, they can sell the shares to the general public straight away. So thereby they can raise further finance and they can diverse their operations further. That is the basic idea. So Roundland's stock exchange, so where they have Roundland stock exchange, Daystruck, so quoted on Roundland stock exchange in 1978. The company now employs 22,000 people. So how many employees are there? 22,000 people, including 7,000 drivers. So almost 1/3 of the Daystruck's UK company's employees are drivers. Okay, so almost 30% of the employees are from drivers. Daystruck is now one of the largest 3PL logistics providers in Roundland. So their main business is 3PL. So 3PL, largest 3PL logistics providers in Roundland. It provides intermodal logistics management services to many large organizations, including, so they mainly provide what? Logistics management. Many large organizations, including, one of their services is inventory management. So what kind of inventory management? Daystruck provides IT-based services to manage customers' inventory and enhance efficient transport. So IT-based, so information technology, they introduce information technology to manage stocks, planning and optimization of uplifts and dispatches. So that means inventory management, there will be some reordering and link between reordering and up to the manufacturing and everything. Okay, that means internal system. Okay, that means within the networks. Okay, that means already I have mentioned that your vendors and customers also you can link with. Okay, that is extra network. Okay, so internal, intra network, uh, also. Okay, so local area network and wide area network. So internally only you can, okay, link with your own organization. So you can link with your external parties like customers and the vendors, suppliers. So in this occasion, inventory management, Daystruct provides IT-based services to manage customers' inventory. So customers are invited to link with their systems to make understand, to get their orders, okay, uh, and they can track about their orders, okay, and enhance efficient transport, planning and optimization of uplifts and dispatches. So they can track, okay, to plan, okay, the capacity of day's truck also. Okay, that means whether day's truck is inventory, because it's a firewall system. Information systems is firewall protected. So by password, as a customer, if they log into the system, okay, they have the access to see the inventory management practices. Okay, so they can check and see whether the warehouse have the capability of storing their requirement, okay, something like that. And that means refrigeration practices or safety measures, or if there is a uh, uh, dedicated area needed, is there is enough to book from this place, okay, Daystruct or something like that. So Daystruct provides IT-based services to manage customers' inventory to and enhance efficient transport, planning and optimization of uplifts and dispatches. So if the customer is given access by logging into the system, if they order for the uplifts and dispatches, they will come and pick up, okay, Daystructs. And data capture and analysis, they capture the data and analyze, okay, so they can capture about their customers, who will be the profitable customers, okay, and how frequently they are getting use of Daystructs services for transportation or logistics purposes, something like that. Okay, and optimization of vehicle utilization. Okay, so how well they are utilizing the capacity of vehicles, that means capacity utilization, and uh, how well they are using, that means if there is any idle time for vehicles rather than, or the drivers are idle. And optimization of vehicle utilization, what are the ways in which vehicles can be utilized, the frequent routes they are using, and how much is the capacity, is there is any possibility for marketing for their transport services, about their transport services, something like that. And modeling and decision making with respect to inventory holding. So modeling and decision making with respect to inventory holding. So while they are holding their inventory, modeling. Okay, so clients provide Daystruct with access to relevant data held on their enterprise resource planning (ERP) systems. So clients provide Daystruct with access to relevant data held on their enterprise resource planning (ERP) system. Daystruct uses a warehouse management system WMS to track inventory levels and movements of goods. So that means clients provide Daystruct with access to relevant data held on their enterprise resource planning (ERP). They are giving access. Clients provide. That means the clients, customers provides Daystructs to access into relevant data held on the enterprise resource plan ERP. Daystruct uses warehouse management system WMS to track inventory levels and movements of goods. So if there is a shortage of goods or something, even Daystructs also get to know about that and they will act fast. If there is a if there is a, if they take time to replenish the inventory, then there will be some occasions for out of stock, and out of stock in the sense, okay, loss of sales. So that they will have to maintain. Okay, that means they will have to make sure that they are acting fast and they are safeguarding their clients with less chances of loss of sale, okay, or zero chances of loss of sales. Okay, replenish their stocks fast by providing a superior service of transport and logistics management. Daystructs can manage elements of a client supply chain. Okay, so Daystructs can manage elements of a client's supply chain. Supply chain. Clients may issue instructions relating to the movements of goods, or they may ask Daystructs to monitor and manage inventory at different locations. For example, a supermarket client might pay Daystructs to replenish shops using Daystructs to replenish shops using goods held under Daystructs management and a Daystructs discretion, provided the shops do not run out of products and has space for the incoming deliveries. So that means the customers, if they get to know that their customers want, they are out of stock, one of the customers may be supermarkets, okay, if one of the location is out of stock, they can reach Daystruct to replenish the stock and they will pay for a nominal value. So that is what they are talking. Okay, for example, a client might pay Daystruct to replenish shops using goods held under Daystruct's management and at Daystruct's discretion, provided the shops do not run out of products and have space for the incoming deliveries. Shared user storage and handling. Daystructs has 35 warehouses spread across Roundland. So Daystruct UK has 35 warehouses, okay, storing places, okay, across Roundland. Around Roundland itself, they have 35 warehouses. These are used to store and dispatch goods. That means to store and dispatch. From that, proper labeling and the movement to the other destination, dispatch goods. Clients are charged on the basis of the storage space occupied. So definitely storage space occupied, okay, that means the utilization of the warehouses and the length of occupancy, how long that inventory was held in those warehouses, length of occupancy, with additional charges for inventory handling. Some of the inventory may be handled with proper care, say for example refrigeration, something like that, or forklift needed, or something, some particular attention needed, or particular skills of expertise staff involvement. Okay, that means additional charges for inventory handling. Inventory handling includes checking incoming goods. So that means they will check what are the items they have received, putting them into storage. They will have to be stored very nicely. That means in the proper places with care. Proper care, storage, and collecting them and processing them for dispatch. So from the warehouse, again they will have to collect and process for dispatch. Okay, again for the delivery point, they will have to arrange for pickup by forklift or other ways of transport. Okay, their warehouses have areas set aside for the storage and handling of different types of goods. including temperature and humidity controlled areas for storing food and secure areas for the storage of high value items. Some of the times, okay, maybe temperature refrigerated items and humidity control. Okay, that means it shouldn't be affected electronical items, humidity controlled areas for storing food and food also, food and secure areas for the storage of high value items, electronical items. Okay, and outsource warehouse management. Daystruck operates 90 warehouses belonging to clients. So 90 warehouses belonging to clients. So they operate 90 warehouses belonging to clients. That means it's the owner is clients, providing both labor and all aspects of inventory handling. So they will only handle labor, that means inspection and supervision and ensuring the movement of the inventory from one place to, that means receipt to dispatch, inventory handling. Shared usage transport. Daystruck owns 4,500 articulated tractor units and 6,500 trailers. So their asset base for this particular business purposes, business related asset base is 4,500 articulated tractor units and 6,500 trailers. All are available for shared usage. Shared means no dedicated owners or this one. It will be shared among different customers. That enables goods to be carried as part loads, which reduces transportation cost. If it is dedicated purpose, then you can use for others. But if it is not dedicated, then you can use it for use for the purpose of maximizing the capacity utilization when you are planning for your route plans for delivery, transportation cost. It also makes it possible for trucks to backhaul loads on the return journey. It also makes it possible for trucks to backhaul loads on the return journey. That means when they are coming back, also pick some utilization, pick some loads, again offsetting running costs for clients. That means if they are using both ways, okay, if they are trying to use the transport vehicle for both ways, then it will be, they will be able to reduce the cost. Okay, shared usage reduces the number of vehicles. Okay, shared usage reduces the number of vehicles. So that means if it is a dedicated vehicle, they will have to buy and maintain lots of vehicles. That means their asset base, that non-current asset base should be very high, but still it's subject for depreciation. So it's not that means depreciation means wear and tear policy. That means any of the vehicles can be used for the economic lifetime, economic useful life. So within that economic life, but for a transport vehicle purposes, you can say it is subject to the mileage of use. But on the same time, if it is not used for a particular period also, that electric and electronical items and like this car and vehicles also, okay, it will not be suitable for the exact use purposes. That means when you are on use, it will use for a it can be used for a particular time without any problem. But if you are not using and keeping for a period idle and after that you are starting use, mean it may give some trouble. So it's better to always, okay, utilize those assets. So shared usage reduces the number of vehicles on the roads. That is also one of the possibility. That means advantage. That means if you are sharing, Okay, it reduces the number of vehicles requirement, making this a more sustainable means of operations. Okay, otherwise lots of vehicles to be purchased and it will be lots of investment needed for Daystra. The company's trailer fleet includes 800 tankers that can carry liquids or power. So the company's trailer fleet includes 800 tankers. That means they have the asset base of 800 tankers also that can carry liquid or powder. Okay, that means liquid, sort of liquids or powders it can carry. 600 of those are available for the carriage of fuel. Okay, to carry 600 they are using 600 to carry fuel and chemicals. So the basic idea you can get out of this, it's fuel and chemicals means extra care must be needed when you are handling. That means it comes under risks perspective as well. If there is a oil spillage or chemical spill, okay, that may okay, that may that may disturb the environment. Okay, that means pollution. Okay, it will be subject to pollution. The remainder are for the carriage of foods including milk and vegetable oils. So again, that is also some sort of vegetable oils means it's a spill, and milk also, that means milk in the sense it should be fast and refrigerated, something like that. The company has a further 1,000 smaller vehicles and they have another 1,000 small vehicles including rigid trucks and vans to offer a flexible and efficient service. So that is page number 12 and page number 13. Moving to page number 13. Rail transport and intermodal. Daystra owns 10 railway locomotives that pull loads on Roundland's national rail network. So they also have license or permission, or Daystra owns 10 railway locomotives, license or permission, or they have the ownership of 10 railway locomotives that pull loads on Roundland's national rail network. So that means license to operate 10 railway locomotives, or they have Daystrak's own train railway locomotives that pull loads on Roundland's national rail network. So they can use it. Okay, they have the license. Okay, so Daystrak owns 10 railway locomotives that pull loads on Roundland's national rail network. These operates continuously with each train load carrying the equivalent of up to 80 articulated trucks worth of goods. So they have the license to use or license of ownership, license or ownership of 10 railway locomotives, and each, okay, pull loads Roundland's national rail network within national rail network. These operates continuously, that means it's continuously operates with each train load carrying the equivalent of up to, that means the maximum capacity of a particular load is 80 articulated trucks worth of goods. So it can save 80 articulated truck roads on the road by one use of the railway locomotive. Okay, Daystra owns 2 inland ports in Roundland. They also have permission or license of ownership of inland ports. That means warehouse terminal, inland ports in Roundland. In addition to the 35 warehouses, 35 warehouses that it uses for shared storage. In addition to the 35 warehouses that it uses for shared storage. So in addition to these two inland ports, they have 35 warehouses. So 35 number of warehouses. It uses for shared storage. That means it can be shared among their customers and others, third party. Okay, so they may rent that warehouse, or if someone comes and approach Daystruck, they will provide the logistics management services or warehouse management. Okay, the inland ports are used primarily for the short term storage of goods. So it's a short term, that means only for a while. Okay, 2 or 3 days or a week, about that. Okay, the inland ports are used, that means rail transport, and after that it is waiting time for to cargo ship or transfer into a cargo ship, something like that. Okay, until that time it can be used. Or it's like the other way, that means it has loaded from the ship, cargo ship, and now waiting until it's shipped to a articulated truck or something, or it has something like that. Okay, so it is something like that. So the inland ports are used primarily. So Daystrucks owns two inland ports in Roundland in addition to the 35 warehouses that it uses for shared storage. The inland ports are used primarily for the short-term storage of goods that are in shipping containers and for switching shipping containers between trains or between rail and road transport. So shipping containers for switching shipping containers. So that means one will be loaded and the other one will be offloaded. Okay, so between trains or between rail and road transport. That means from the truck it will be kept in the inland port for the purpose of to take it from take by the rail to deliver to the seaport or something. Okay, maybe. Okay, until that it will be loaded and kept in the inland port. Okay, something like that. So the Daystruck can manage the shipping containers, and for switching shipping containers between trains or between rail and road transport. So trains and between rail and road transport. So rail and road transport. That means road transport means these trucks and everything. Okay, so once they come and deliver, okay, it will be kept in the inland port until the rail comes. Okay, until it is loaded into the rail. Okay, so that means shipping containers. Okay, until that time it will be kept, or it will be offloaded from the rail and it will be taken by the these trucks. Okay, so that is also there. So between trains or between rail and road transport. Daystruck can manage the import and export of goods by sea using both trucks and trains for deliveries to and collections from Roundland's seaports. So they are managing the imports and exports by both sea. That means sea terminals, cargo ships, and as well road transports, deliveries to. So using both trucks and trains for deliveries to and collections from Roundland's seaports. The company does not own its own ships, so they have not yet grown to that level that to own a particular ship. Okay, or they have not decided, may not be their strategy to buy. Okay, the company does not own its own ships, but it works closely with shipping companies to organize cargo for its clients. So they are coordinating, they are very well efficient in coordinating with cargo companies. So they have good relationships. So with that they may be using that relationship to succeed in their business. So no need for them, they may comfortable for the moment to with the decision to not to purchase any ships, but to have building relationship and work based on the relationships built on. So the company does not own its own ships, but it works closely with shipping companies to organize cargo for its clients. Staff can also manage the documentation and other administrative issues. So shipment, okay, shipment documents, okay, you will have to process the shipment documents, then only you can clear the, okay, clear your inventory from the, okay, seaports. Okay, you will have to clear from the customs and customs approvals and all. Okay, so Daystruck's staff can also manage the documentation and other administrative issues associated with customs regulations. The company can make similar arrangements for air cargo. So air cargo also customs regulations are there. So they are doing that job as well, that work as well. So specialized loads. Daystruck offers a specialized service for the transportation of oversized loads. That means the load which is above the level, standard levels. Clients in the construction industry often need to move large items such as wind turbines. So that is large loads, okay, oversized load such as wind turbines. These require specialized equipment and specially trained and licensed drivers. So that means specialized equipment, specialized transport vehicles, and specialized carrying equipment and specialized trained, that means expert trained staff, licensed drivers, right? And again they are giving Daystruck's client categories. They are giving a pie chart. So client categories, the food industry, from food industry 44%, and public sector and industrial 23%, and general merchandise 33%. So public sector means governmental organizations 23%. That means you will have to be very careful. Okay, you will have to be very you will have to take care of those 23%, because those are tender process, tender, they will call some tender, and there are several operators for this railway and other modes of transaction, okay, even the road transaction. So if the government thinks that you are not giving at competitive price in the tender, you are not able to win the tender prices. Okay, so you will have to be what is the idea you can take from the public sector mean? You will have to be 3 E's, okay, economical, value for money, and efficient, capacity utilization. If you are not utilizing your capacity maximum, then you are not able to do a, that means if you are not using your capacity properly, that means you are not able to maximize your profits. That means you are not able to reduce your cost, and in your logistic services what you are providing, and whereby if you are trying to build a margin, that may be very expensive. So public sector organizations that are budget and based on several approvals and tender process, that means 3 quotes they minimum they get it from outsiders. So if someone at a competitive price than you, okay, so then you will be losing, okay, this particular percentage of business, okay, 23% now. So careful about that, okay. So you will have to be efficient on capacity utilization, on logistic management. And logistics management, we are talking about what we are talking about information systems and your asset base. And asset based also there are, okay, the way you can I will have to go to the balance sheet, but the usual way of this one, you own your own fleet of vehicles for logistics service as a logistics service provider, or you can have some relationship with the financial institutions and you can get it from lease. okay, finance lease, and or for the fleets of transport purposes, you may be contracted with other service providers, transport providers, and you can use of that. Okay, that means they will get the purpose of transportation purposes, they will generate some profits, and for your inventory management or logistics management services, you will take a profit. Okay, so you will make a profit. So mutual benefit, that means both party as well as the customer will be benefited. So it's a sharing. So I'm not sure about that. So it is that. So public sector and industrial information system also needed, because uh, government also, they have a set of standards and the national events and all. Okay, so which kind of transports they are conducting, uh, you will have to analyze. So, and your information system should be tracked and efficient, and on time deliveries are much appreciated. And general merchandise means in general, which cannot be listed for a particular industry, but generally, okay, merchandise sector. But again, it's for the purposes of business maybe. So again, they also have to get it on time. Okay, if there is any delays may cause, okay, loss of business or something, so take care. And food, 44%, so food, so on time delivery, and food percentage 44% means the waste. Okay, if it is any damages or the care you should take, and the speed of delivery, everything is a key factor. Okay, that means food. Okay, you should fast. Okay, the move, okay, the logistics system should move fast. So that is a basic idea, otherwise spoilage of foods. And again, key performance indicator, food means it is damages, that means packaging are very necessary. If it is not, if there is a problem in the packaging, or the problem even in the damage to the packaging, the customers won't buy. So it is something like that. So main care about this. And some customers do not fit within a single category. For example, Murdoch Supermarkets is one of Daystruck's largest clients in terms of revenue. Each of Murdoch shops sells clothes and household goods as well as food. So they are a mixture of three. Okay, three category. That means clothes, as well household goods, as well food. So it's a mixture. So you can't categorize in which they are lying on. So which category they exactly. The appropriate days truck will use the same truck to deliver both food and non-food items to shops. So where appropriate, that means if the food items are okay, contains safety measures, and if it is packaged well, then properly labeled, okay, which can be accommodated with other non-food items. Days trucks will use same truck to deliver both food and non-food items to shops. Murdoch's also sells fuel to motorists. That means they have petrol stations, so fuel to motorists, and has filling stations, petrol stations, at most of its shops. So throughout their shops, they may be next to that there may be a filling station. So, and so Days Trucks also provides tanker services. So that means they will fill their petrol tanks. Okay, diesel and petrol, something like that. And Days Trucks IT systems track client inventory in real time. That means they have the access to get to know about their client's inventory, and clients can access information relating to their inventory and can instruct destruct to organize movements of goods. So if there is anything, any inventory goes down or buffer level, okay, they can quickly reach destruct and they can ask them to deliver it fast. Those instructions are sent electronically, that means from the system only, no calls, everything. So they have the access, firewall protected, and by the order, these people will start processing those orders. Okay, for example, Madoc supermarkets may wish 5 shipping containers of tinned goods to be collected from the docks. So if they order something like, okay, then once the order received, this day's truck will start processing the order from the docks. Transport to a warehouse and unloaded by forklift. Day's truck would acknowledge the instruction and would then ensure that suitable vehicles were assigned to meet the ship. Drivers would be assigned to this task and told which trucks and trailers they should use. So according to the capacity requirement, that means 5. Okay, as per this one, 5 shipping containers. So as per the 5 shipping containers, they may decide which of the fleet of transport vehicle to be used. Okay, so drivers would be assigned to this task and told which trucks and trailers they should use. Day's truck's IT system also track the services being provided for clients. These are priced in accordance with the nature of the support being offered. So Day's truck's IT systems also track the services being provided for clients. That means IT system can able to track the services provided to its clients. These are priced in accordance. So Day's truck's IT systems also track the services being provided for clients. These are priced in accordance with the nature of the support being offered for. So say for example, if it is priced and accepted, agreed at the time of offer, it will be given. Okay. For example, inventory stored in pallets at one Day's truck's warehouses will be charged at a daily rate per pallet. For example, inventory stored on pallets at one of Day's truck's warehouse will be charged at a daily rate per pallet with the additional charges for any movements such as unloading a trailer or a container or picking items to make a load for dispatch. So track the services being provided for clients. So Day's truck's IT systems also track the services being provided for clients. So what sort of services the clients have taken, okay, what sort of businesses they have taken from Day's truck, okay, that is also IT systems can track. These are priced in accordance with the nature of support being offered. So what are the supports? For example, inventory stored on pallets. So they have stored the inventory in pallets, that is one services. And one of Day's truck's warehouse will be charged at a daily rate per pallet. There will be a daily rate because according to the peak or off-peak time period charges with additional charges for any movements such as unloading a trailer or a container. Maybe they have taken from the container and they have placed it into the storing place. So additional charge. Container or picking items to make a load for dispatch, or they have picked and they have stored and it will be for dispatch, so they will charge accordingly. All of Day's truck's vehicles are fitted with electronic trackers. So Day's truck's vehicles are fitted with electronic trackers. That means they can track. That means they can notice where it is located, the vehicles are located. Okay, that update the transportation staff on their locations and status of all times. So they can track where they are located at the present and how far they will have to move on. That means how much of the capacity they have completed the transportation and how much is remaining and something like that. Okay. So status all the time. So all of Days trucks vehicles are fitted with electronic trackers that update the transportation staff on their locations and status at all times. Transportation staff supported by software can manage loads and select the most efficient routes, which can be helpful when part loads must be carried and offloaded. So the some of the information system will guide the less traffic routes, and they can make use of that efficient routes. So manage loads and select the most efficient routes, which can be helpful when part loads must be carried and offloaded. For example, Maddox might wish to replenish 6 of its shops with a variety of cleaning materials. So for example, Maddox might wish to replenish 6 of its shops with a variety of cleaning materials. Daystruck's warehouse staff would receive electronic instructions telling them which pallets to pick and the order in which they are to be loaded onto the trailer. So Daystruck's warehouse staff would receive electronic instructions. Daystruck's warehouse staff would receive electronic instructions.
Bye bye, Cozy.
Daystruck's warehouse staff would receive electronic instructions. That means electronically they will receive some instruction. Which pallets to pick, which pallets to take, and the order in which they are to be loaded into the trailer. So what is the order of loads to be loaded into the trailer? The truck driver would then drive from shop to shop. Then the truck driver will drive from shop to shop. That means shop to shop they will drive, following a route that both minimize time and distance and maximize the overall efficiency of each delivery. So that is the route plan. Daystruck's IT systems can monitor the estimated time of arrival at each location. So estimated time for loading and unloading and arrival each location. Delays due to traffic or weather conditions can be predicted, and revised routes can be sent to the sat-nav system in each truck. So if there is a delay due to the traffic or weather condition, it will be the sat-nav will give a feedback, and accordingly they will update the driver about the new plan. Okay, if a delay cannot be avoided, then the systems will send a warning to the client. That means if the delay cannot be avoided, that means it cannot be avoided, then the systems will send a warning to the client. That means due to this weather condition or due to the accident there is a roadblock or something, it will be give a warning to the client. That means there will be a delay warning. Okay, apart from monitoring delivery times, Daystruck must also ensure that its drivers do not exceed their permitted hours. That means apart from monitoring delivery times, that means delivery times they will monitor, must also ensure that its drivers do not exceed their permitted hours. So they can't exceed the permitted hours. Roundlandian law makes it an offense to a driver to drive for more than 9 hours each day. So any driver can drive only for a maximum of 9 hours a day. Okay, the law will not permit to drive more per day, because as you all know, driving is a very dangerous, but it is dangerous when you are going to more stress. Okay, it should be that driving should be dealt with care. That means you should drive carefully. You will have to more attention, more focus. Okay, then only you can reduce the levels of accidents around. So maybe Roundland, their legislation permits only to drive 9 hours a day. So you can't. That is a legislation, statutory requirement. So you can't go beyond that. So make a note. So that limit is in place to reduce the risk of drivers losing concentration or falling asleep while driving. So that is for the better sake of the drivers, to avoid accident levels and casualties and other injuries or damages. Okay. Extracts from Daystruck's annual report. So we are moving to Daystruck's annual report, and page number, we are ending the page number 14. Daystruck's missions and values. Daystruck's mission. Daystruck's get things done. That they are more focusing on things done. That means outcome. Okay, that means it's one worded. Okay, Daystruck's gets things done. That means they are more focused on doing things. That is the other word. Okay, Daystruck's gets things done. Things done. Okay, so more focused on doing work or given work. Okay, and Daystruck's vision is to have a positive impact on all stakeholders through the provision of sustainable supply chain strategies and services. So vision means it's a vision is to have positive impact on all stakeholders through the provision of sustainable supply chain strategies. Sustainable. So Daystruck's vision is to have a positive impact on all stakeholders through the provision of sustainable supply chain strategies and services. So vision means, vision is to have positive impact.